Hello guys, welcome back. And on this video I'm going to respond to something that I've seen everywhere, and also one of my clients even told me the other day. So between Uber Boda and Uber Taxi, who makes a lot of money? Who is that guy who has money? Who has money? Who is making money? Between Uber Boda, Uber Taxi. I've done both. So I think this is one of my favorite content to give you. I have used Boda for long, for more than 5 years. And also today I'm on a taxi. So I will give you one of the best experience you should expect on this video. So I had this client who told me that the taxi drivers, it seems like we are making a lot of money, because he has a neighbor. One of his neighbors is an Uber Boda, but this guy wakes up late. Also, this guy, the guy wakes up late, and the guy is living in a two-bedroom house. Two-bedroom house, which is I think 15,000 per month. And the guy seems to be living a very good life. So the guy felt like, if this is a Boda, hey, what about the cars? It seems like cars, they should live even in Ronda. So I'm going to give you the difference, advantages and disadvantages. That's how I do my videos. So if you don't want to watch the whole of the video, maybe you will lose many things. So let's jump into it. Number one, let's start with Uber Boda. Number one, maintenance. How much is a Uber Boda maintenance per month? A common Boda, because this is something I've done. I know even where you will find Boda spares at an wholesale price. I still own a Boda, so I know Boda maintenance per month is around 2,000. Maintenance, everything, because Boda like the one I have, my Boda, the tires that is on that bike is 2 years old. The rear tire is 2 years old, tubeless, and still good, still running. With the car, I've gone for both 4 of them in less than a year. In fact, 5. And my car is now asking for the 5th one, because my spare, I don't have a spare right now. So that's a 5th tire. With Boda running with the same tire that I left it with. That tire was about 3 months old when I was leaving Boda. So my Boda is still using the same tires after 1 year and a half. But with the car, the other day, I had a problem. Niligonga shimo. After kugonga shimo, iyo tire ya hapa left ili burst. I have to buy it. And that's when I realized that even my spare tire was not good. So my bike, since 2024, since 2023 December, that's when I installed that new tire. That bike still survives with the tire. If there is something that has been changed, was the dawa, something that they put inside the tubeless, your dawa. That's the only thing changed, and that thing is 400. You understand? 400 plus fundi, maybe 100 shillings, 500. So that tire, I bought it at 2,000 shillings. The tire was 2,000 shillings plus the maintenance of that 500. That's in 1 year and more than a year and a half. That is around 3,000 on a rare tire. Also, we have changed the tire on that bike, the front one, because the front one was too old. I left it while it was old, but we have changed it at, I don't know, 1,200. That is also something that you should know about cars. car, with this car, the tires, this car came with the tires. So those ones, I did not buy them. I will not talk about them. But these ones, the ones I have now, the front one was 35, that is 7,000. The behind one, I bought them at, what is the name? Auto Express, It was 5,500 each tire. For the two, 11,000 plus the front one. That one goes for 18,000. I've never bought a spare tire. I bought a second-hand spare tire, but after when I was changing the tires, I had one tire that was still good, so I replaced it with the spare tire. So that has been the spare tire I was using. So I bought only 4 at 18,000. Remember, my bike for those days I've been using what? One tire. Maintenance of a motorbike per month is roughly 1,000. Let's say 1,000. Oil 500, fundi and all that. It's very cheap. And hata ukipitisha service ya boda, it won't cost you like the car. With the car, a common service is 3,000 every month. You understand? And also the spares. The side mirrors on a motorbike is 150. A side mirror on this car is 10K. And also, let's go back to tires. The other day, I had a problem with the right tire that I changed. So that tells you how things are. 35. So that tells you that Boda, I want to give you a clear clarification. Let's talk about earning. Let's go to earning. That is maintenance. I've just given you an example. A Boda, like mine, is a box 700. The battery, we don't use batteries. It has no starter. So you just have a battery for some few things. Maybe for another, in case you stop, but it's not a must. Because the indicators will work, the bike will work without a battery. So it's not a mandatory. With this car, I've used 2 batteries. This is my third battery on this car in 1.5 years. Because you have to start the car with the battery. That means Bodas, they are good to go. Insurance. This car runs on an insurance of 50,000 comprehensive. A motorbike comprehensive is 10,000. That tells you how things are. Let's talk about earnings. How these things work. Ask yourself, this is a Kadudu. This is a 650cc. Let's call it Kadudu. I don't want to give it a bigger name. This is a 650cc. What else can you do with a 650cc? If not taxi business, and mostly online. If not an online taxi, what else can you do with a 650cc? I don't think there is anything you can do with it. Hata kubeba waru wezi. Haiwezi, hii gari haiwezi beba waru, na ikibeba itabeba siku ngapi? Common small businesses with this car will cost you. You understand? So that tells you that this car was meant for only taxi. What you can do with this car is just taxi. That's why Bolt are misusing their prices, because they know you have nowhere to go. Most cars are loans. So you are going nowhere. You are here to stay even when things are tough, as long as you can find something to eat. With Bodas, I was a Boda rider for long. Even now, if I go back to my stage, my former stage, I will work there. Nobody will stop me. Number one, that means you can work offline. You can work online at a Boda rider. You can work online as a Uber Eats. You can deliver foods with Boda. You cannot deliver foods with cars, because cars will take time on traffic and all that. But Bodas the food will arrive while still hot. Boda is very fast. So you can also deliver foods on Boda. Parcels, letters, parcels, anything you can deliver on Boda. You can also go back to your former stage and survive there. You can also carry someone on the road with a Boda. Atakusimamisha tu because customers, they don't know which one is Uber, which one is whatever. They just know that Boda is Boda. So Boda, you will work anywhere, anytime, anything. And what do you think? How much do Boda is in town make per day? CBD. How much are they making daily? Because from Odeon to Moi Avenue is 100 shillings. But the maintenance of that bike is the same as maintenance of other bikes. 1,002 per month. Look at that. The most expensive thing on a Boda that I've changed is 5,000. And that was, I think, was a block. Everything on Boda is 2,000 and below. And they are very rare. To change that block, you have gone with that bike for 3-4 years, and maybe you fail to give it a better service. That's when you will change. Brakes 200 on Boda. So on Boda you have a lot of work. You can work anywhere. You don't depend on the app. In fact, apps are just surplus, something to add on top, but it is not mandatory. You can deliver alcohol, you can deliver anything. That makes Boda a very, very better earning. They don't earn a lot of money. Let's talk. Uber taxi makes a lot of money than Boda, but they spend a lot on spares, car maintenance, and many things compared to Boda. So if a Boda earns 10,000, the bike will take, let's say, something like 1,000, or even sometimes never, for 3 months or 4. A common Boda, well-serviced Boda will survive even 6 months without anything. You just go there and adjust your chains at 50 shillings or 30, and you are good to go. But what about the car? With the car, if you have 10,000, service alone will take away 3,000 from that. Leave alone body works, megwara, nini. So Bodas make small money, but they spend less on maintenance. They spend less on any. In fact, Bodas, the only problem with Bodas are police officers. Police officers are really, really disturbing Boda riders. That is true. I've been arrested for the years that I was a Boda rider. I was arrested more than 50 times. I can even count over 10 police stations that I've slept in the name of Boda, because they will just come with a mere case. Uko hapa kwa nini, hapa kuna stage. That's enough. You are under arrest. 5,000. But when it comes to earnings with Boda, if you fuel 200 shillings, you are very sure of 1,000. 1,000 minus 200 for the fuel, you have pure 800. That's an 80% income. 80%. What about the car? With the car, you will work for 6,000 with a fuel of about 2,000. You understand? About 2,000 of fuel. Minus commission, because these cars are meant only for online taxi. Minus something like 1,000 commission. Then the remaining amount, now divided to the car owner, or even the car itself, because you have to save something for the car. If you own the car, save something for the car. Out of that 6,000, save something for the car like 1,500. You have 1,000. After working for 6,000, you have only 1,000. You understand? And with this 1,000, you should save it. You should have something for the maintenance, because what you are saving for the car is for the new car, because this car is getting old. So after working for 6,000 in a car, you will end up having like 500 or 1,000, which is yours, what you should take home. That's why cars make a lot of money, but in your pocket you have nothing. Maintenance and also saving something for the car. Also Boda, let's say you are working for someone, you are using a partner's Boda. Every Boda will be paid at 400. Bodas give a return of 400 shillings to the owners. 400. That's a single ride. You understand? That's a single ride. Even if you work for 1,000 sometimes is 2 rides. But the boarders don't spend most of their time on the road like us, like the cab drivers. Cab drivers will go 200 kilometers to earn that 6,000. And that 6,000, you have fueled 2,000, commission almost 1,000, car maintenance, and yourself, and saving something for the car. Trust me, boarders enjoy what they work for compared to what? Compared to taxi drivers. Taxi drivers, they earn well, but there is a problem. What you spend, and if you go to an Uber app, you will realize that the prices are almost the same. But remember, whoever owns a boda has invested something. Like my boda, I bought it at 90,000, but today they are at around 160. Let's say 160,000, but maintenance is almost zero. Maintenance on boda is like maybe 5% per year. 5% of what you have earned, sometimes even 0.05% of what you have earned per year. Compared to the vehicle, the cars, it is almost 50% of your earnings. You understand? So even in the apps, you will realize that boarders have the same price with the vehicles, with the taxis, the cars. Why? But they are carrying 3 people. Why is it that way? Because boarders, they don't depend on online alone. Even if online companies leave, Bolt and Uber and all Faras, even if they leave tomorrow, boarders will be free and they will work as usual. But what if they leave today? Where will we take these cars? Where are you going with the Kadudu? Nowhere. That's why Kadudus must suffer. They have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to go. The cars have nowhere to go. That's why the prices are not the same on Boda. So the difference is that Boda has a lot of cold, the risk of accidents, but I always say that when it comes to accident, leave it to God. People die, even those who don't work as drivers, they die. But now with the car, you have reduced some of the risk compared to Boda. But when it comes to boarders almost take home almost 100% of their earnings. Boarders take home almost 100% of what they earn. That's why boarders may have money than the taxi drivers. You understand? Taxi drivers earn a lot of money, but they take like 10% home. Pure money, 10%. Boarders will have small money, but 80 to 90% they will take home. You understand? So if an Uber driver has 1,000, that is just for fuel. What about Bolt driver, Boda? If a Boda driver has 1,200 fuel or even 100 shillings, and the guy will earn like 300 with that 1 liter. So understand this. This is the reason why. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe, give us a like, leave us a comment, and thank you for watching.